Okay, sure. What's one word you would use to describe yourself, and where do you see that in your art?
One word that I would describe myself is unique, and we can see that in my artwork. As you can see, there's many colors, it's very unique, and everything is just super cohesive.
Can you point to a specific part of the artwork that tells us a key fact about you?
This you can see it's actually interactive. You can actually open it up and wow, it's a bird's wing. And inside there's a pretty little bow tie that's pink and it's cute because I like cute stuff.
If a stranger saw this, what's the first thing you'd want them to understand about you?
Well then, if a stranger were to see this, the first thing I would want them to understand about me is how everything can be so random, so unique, and yet so cohesive at the same time.
What emotion did you feel in that memory, and how did your use of line or shadow show it?
Well then, in my past memory, my emotion was definitely calm and peace. And the use of lines in my artwork, but then what I did was I drew an igloo and there I drew many lines that curved inwards, which showed how secluded and peaceful I felt. And not only that, I also used the textures and shadows to show how further peaceful I felt.
Okay. Why was that specific moment the one you chose to represent your past self?
Well then, that specific moment was the moment that I chose to represent my past self. Because in my past self, I feel like most of my memories were very peaceful and quiet and calm. That's why that specific moment was just one of the many peaceful moments that I felt.
What's the most important symbol in this drawing, and what does it mean?
Well then, the most important symbol in this drawing is definitely the fox, because I have two dogs and I didn't want to just draw a dog and be basic.
Why did you choose those specific colors to represent who you are right now?
Well then, the specific colors that I chose were very bright colors, like yellow, pink, blue, and I feel like all of these colors symbolizes my energy.
Okay. Is the person you drew more like how you see yourself, or how you think others see you?
Well then, definitely how I see myself, and I feel like drawing my hands is really important to me because I always use my hands to achieve greater goods, like drawing or like painting or like working on school assignments.
Okay. What is one detail in the drawing that represents a challenge or a strength you have today?
One detail in the drawing that represents my strength I have today is basically how I can use my hands to help achieve something good.
What is the biggest change between your present drawing and this future one?
Well then, the biggest change in my present drawing and this future one is basically how this future one incorporates so many more elements, resembling my brighter future.
Okay. How does the way you organize the drawing, the composition, help tell the story of your future self?
Well then, the way that I organized this drawing was by a triangle composition rule, and I feel like this triangle composition rule definitely tells how much my future self will be organized.
Okay. What is the first step you need to take to become the person in this artwork?
Well then, the first step that I need to take to become the person in this artwork is basically improving on myself.
What is the one thing that connects all three of your drawings?
Well then, the one thing that connects all three of my drawings is basically the colors and the values. I feel like I really made the colors, values, and texture really connect to each other. For example, here we have some blacks and whites, and here we have some colorful drawings.
If you had to give your whole artwork a title, what would it be?
If I were to give my artwork a title, I would call it the triangle, because triangles make me happy.
What is the main message about change you want your audience to understand?
Well then, everyone listen to this. Change is good only if it's good, so try to be the best version of yourself. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.
Bye bye.